welcome to Artists Supporting Artists. I'm Iz, an artist on a mission to speak to all kinds of people about their creative journey. And this one is such a good one. I'm talking to Josh Rose, the drummer of the Bournemouth-based band SOS. This is my last episode with the SOS boys. They've all been so fun, exciting, and different, and Josh is no exception. If you've ever seen the film School of Rock, then this one's going to be for you. We've got a real-life Mr. Schneebly. Hey Josh, welcome to Artists Supporting Artists.
Hello, it's a pleasure to be here.
Oh, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very good, thanks. Life is good, life is busy, but
Yeah.
all in all is well.
Good. Ash said that you had a gig the other day. How was that? The festival?
Yeah, Upton House Festival, yeah, it was awesome actually, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just one of those where, great stage, great festival. We've worked with those guys who run the festival lots. They're really, really easy to work with. They look after you really well. I think we were all on top form and the audience was awesome. Big crowd, good energy. We seemed to go down really well. So, it's what it's all about. So
Good. Yeah, amazing. So, for the person listening, if they don't know who Josh Rose is and what he does and where it all came from, do you want to give us a lowdown on who you are, what you do, and how you came to be?
Yeah, so I'm basically a drummer. I'm the drummer for SOS. That's what I do. Yeah, I've been drumming with the band for blimey since 2013, if you include Saints of Sin times, and then with Ash and Sparky in the band, we had a previous band before that. So we're talking about been drumming, playing gigs and stuff since roughly about 2011, I think. So too long. But so that's basically what I do. Sorry, drumming, playing lots of live shows. Was a drum teacher as well. Now I'm just sort of a full-time music teacher. So just music, drumming. That's what I do. And very lucky to do that. To have a passion that I can sort of follow and be my career. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
And do the kids who you teach, do they know that you're in the band?
Yeah, so, some do. Obviously, in private drum lessons, of course, they all do. But I also work for a company called Rocksteady, where I'm teaching primary school kids. Loads of them as well. There's like over 300 kids I teach. So
Wow.
Not all of them necessarily know I'm in a band, but hopefully most of their parents do. And because it's sort of on an information about me when they sort of see who's teaching them and stuff. But yeah, lots of them are curious and they do ask. But I'm not in there just giving them flyers like, guys, check out my band.
Come to my gig.
So if it comes up in conversation, I'll then tell them. And some of them have come and seen me as well.
That's so cool. So how did you get into drumming?
Good question. I remember being about 14 years old, so rewind slightly further than that actually. I've come from a very musical background. My parents are musicians. They were in a band. They both had two amazing jobs and then they gave both jobs up to become musicians full time and like chase their dream, be in a band and stuff. So they always kept asking me and my brother, do you guys not want to do music? What's going on? Like, why don't you learn an instrument and stuff? And we always, I don't know, we just wanted to be different. I was like, nah, not interested. No, you guys do that. I'm just doing my thing. And then, it was about when I was about 14 or so, I started to really get, I guess, passionate about music. It's kind of like we were always listening to maybe what my mum and dad listened to first and what they were into. And then around that sort of age, you started to realise what you liked, and I was like, I can actually listen. I found YouTube. YouTube had just, become a thing, and I was finding the bands I really liked on there, and I was like, this is wicked. So I was getting a bit more inspired, and then my parents would hear me like drumming along to like, just tapping along and stuff to the songs, and they were like, he's got like natural rhythm. And then basically for my 15th birthday, they bought me like an amazing present, which was a drum kit, and I think they got it. It was like an old drum kit from their drummer, because he has like a million drum kits. He's always buying drum kits every year. So they just managed to get one of his old drum kits, and that was my 15th birthday present, and that's basically where it all started. I just started teaching myself, just playing. I had like a little iPod shuffle, and I had like 100 songs on there that I wanted to learn, and I would just sit down and just play along, basically, just try and learn by ear because once I played the drums, I started, okay, that's what a bass drum sounds like, etc. And I just sort of would hear a recording and try and copy what I heard. And for about those first few years, every day it would be like come home from school and I'd play most days at least an hour, maybe probably often more, sometimes like 2 hours, just playing along to songs, like having a little gig by myself on the drum kit. And it was just that for like I said, 3 or 4 years, and then yeah, it just kicked on from there really. But that's how it all began.
Big props to the parents who let their kids have drum kits. My parents were also those parents. My parents bought me a drum kit I remember I was doing drum lessons when I was still in primary school. So like I was quite young.
Sweet. That's
So
really
like
cool.
yeah, so big props to the parents who let their kids have drums, because it's a big commitment.
It
And
is, yeah. Definitely not all parents are going to do that, but yeah, exactly. Very musical background, parents were very supportive. And of course, yeah, this is like a full drum kit as well. This isn't like an electric drum kit. Neighbours were generally okay as well to begin with over time.
there we go. Yeah, props to the neighbours too.
But to begin with, the neighbours were also very supportive.
That's
Yeah.
so good. So with because obviously that's just so amazing that you've been able to take your passion for music and create a full time job out of it. With your actual job,
Yeah.
I take it you don't just teach drums. Do you teach all kinds of music?
Yeah, but basically, so the the best way I describe my job to people, and it's also how it's sort of advertised, but it is literally true, is that you get to be Jack Black in School of Rock every day. So I'm going to primary schools, and yeah, I'm teaching multiple bands of kids. Each band can have up to 9 children in it, and most of them are pretty full, so close to 9. And yeah, you're basically teaching the band. So we've got like each band has 2 drummers, 2 guitarists, 2 keyboards, 2 vocalists, and then a bass player. So you're teaching these kids to like be in a band together. They're learning a song throughout a term, and then at the end of each term they play a concert to the school and their grown-ups and stuff, and they show them the song they've been learning that term. And then we start off the next term, we pick a new song and we do that, and so on. And then
Oh
we have
my
loads of fun.
God!
Yeah, it's really cool. We have loads of fun as well. Like they get to pick their band names, what they want to call themselves, and maybe
Oh my
like the
God.
image they're going to dress up as for the concert and stuff. It's so cute, but
That's
it's
so
really
cool.
cool.
Oh my
Yeah,
God, and how cool, because like I know I'd be one of those kids and that's my favorite lesson every week or every day or whatever it is. So like to be able to do the favorite lesson like for your
but
job
yeah,
is just wild. It's so crazy. So do you go around to different schools, or is it
yeah,
just
yeah.
oh yeah, cool.
Yeah. So
Wow.
I'm like the Christchurch band leader, so I'm based in the same area, and I have the same schools. So I do like 9 schools every week. So I'm doing 2 schools a day basically, but one day I'm at a school all day because it's a big school and there's loads of kids doing it. So it's across the whole day. But yeah, it's basically 9 schools each week, the same 9, and that's my job basically. And I've been doing all those schools now for about 2 years. This is going to be the end of my 2nd school year doing it.
Oh my God. That's
Yeah.
wow. That's like a dream job.
It
That
is
is
really cool.
so cool.
I do love
And
it.
how did you get into it? Did you just get into that by being a drum teacher?
But kind of, yeah. So obviously, I've been a drum teacher for ages since I was at uni. I started because I always wanted to try teaching. Um,
Mm.
when I was at uni learning drums, I liked that process, and I kind of wanted to try and pass that on to other people, I guess. So I've always been teaching we're talking about 10 years or so now. And yeah, drum teaching over time. First, it was just I sort of dabbled in it. It was a little bit on the side, and then it became very much a passion in itself. I really enjoyed it,
Mm.
and obviously, I wanted to earn enough money for it to be sustainable. So it became very much like its own business and stuff. But it was very hard work to make it completely sustainable
Mm.
by itself, and I think things such as like COVID and stuff really didn't help and made me realise how fragile drum teaching, self-employed, just that specific thing is. It can very
Mm.
quickly get taken away from you, and even things as well like to be a drum teacher is probably the hardest instrument because you need a big studio set up and everything. Obviously I couldn't afford that. I was having to go to someone else's studio and hire it, so again I wasn't really in control. That could be taken away from me at any moment. They were actually having problems with the neighbours and stuff, So we were getting slightly limited how much maybe lessons I could do. And then you
Mm.
also had most people that want to do lessons are either working people or school children. So again, you've only got so many hours in the day where you can physically do these
Mm.
lessons that work for other people. So there's a lot of factors that basically just made me realize I love teaching and I want to just try and take this full time. And then I saw this, I saw Rocksteady being advertised. And originally I was a little bit unsure because it was all instruments. And generally speaking, I've always mainly been a drummer. I just sort of took the plunge really.
Yeah.
And thankfully it sort of paid off.
Yeah.
And it was a bit scary, but I love it. And it did sadly mean I had to drastically just sort of reduce the amount of private drum lessons I do. But yeah, I still do a few on the side to keep things ticking over and to scratch that different itch, because teaching
Yeah.
one-on-one privately is a bit different. So yeah, so it's really cool. So now I get to, I'm doing Rocksteady and I still get to do some drum lessons, and I get all the school holidays off as well. So that's a great time where I try and smash in a few more private lessons, which is good. It keeps me busy and I really enjoy it.
Yeah, wow. That's so cool. That is so cool.
Cheers.
So like, so do you have to teach the kids like how to play guitar and stuff as well? Or
Basically, yeah. I mean,
wow.
we're talking like some kids are like as young
Like
as
a couple
4.
chords. Yeah.
Will be sometimes when they're 4 years old, it's not even a chord. It's like they're just going to learn on their like E string, just start learning to fret and note. Because I mean, a
Yeah.
4-year-old is still learning how to like write letters and stuff.
And move their fingers and stuff, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So you've got a vast bit of a spectrum really. We teach as young as 4, and then we go all the way up to year 6. So when you're teaching year 6s, you do move on to chords and things like that. Maybe even a few little kind of like lead lines and stuff. It just depends on their song and then where each child is at, because they've got like their whole sort of skills logging system. So a child that first starts, there's like different stages that you mark the kids on and stuff. So yes, it's really cool. There's a lot to manage. You could be teaching so many different things. It really pushed me musically, I would say, which was another challenge
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed with it. I had to like really start to knuckle down and build knowledge with all the instruments really, and put some time in and get used to how they work, and start playing chords, start learning triads and everything on the keyboard. And yeah, it was quite a lot of fun. And that's something that's quite rewarding now with my job, is I just keep progressing on those instruments as well and trying to make sure I'm a step ahead of where the kids are. And as long as I'm doing that, we're fine. So yeah, it was quite a lot to take on, but yeah, it's not just drums,
Yeah, that
it's
is.
everything. As I said, I really enjoy it, and so far it's going really well.
Wow, yeah, that's wild. And I guess yeah, it's so nice to be able to have a job that then pushes you in your creative passions anyway. I think when I think of like music teachers, I just think of they're just music teachers. But and then actually thinking about it, like they've obviously got more music passions besides just teaching at school, like same with like art teachers or like drama teachers and stuff. Like in school, like when my drama teacher, he like wrote a book and stuff, and it was like, really? Like, wow, I thought you were just a drama teacher. But actually now thinking about it is it's just so funny to now be of an age where like I know you obviously not as a teacher, but you're also a teacher. Like,
Yeah.
it's just so weird. Like, because you're like probably like such an adult to these kids.
Yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is quite funny how the whole thing's come full circle a little bit. And on the weekends, I'm being a rock star, playing shows,
Mm.
all that stuff, and then on the weekdays, I'm in schools teaching kids how to do that. I guess in the future, hopefully inspiring them to one day get on stage like myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, and that's it. When the kids realise, oh, you're in a band, like that's like they're like, oh wow, okay, he knows his stuff.
Yeah.
That's really cool
Getting the
when you see
approval
that.
from the 4-year-old.
Yeah. Or when they're like, we listen to Saint to Sing, we love, or SOS, we love it. You guys are amazing. So
That's so fun.
it's really cool when you see that they're like, oh, their
Don't
faces
listen to
light
the
up.
ones with the swear words in.
Yeah, it's funny. A lot of the parents are like, oh, we don't mind, but yeah, you do have to be careful of that. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm always like, careful which songs you listen to. Kids these days, they're so smart. They just, before I know it, they found everything we've done and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's funny, but the parents are
Yeah,
cool with
crazy.
it, so
Yeah, that's
it's all
good.
good.
So, I usually ask this at the start actually, but I ended up not. What does creativity look like to you?
Ooh. Interesting, good question. Well, personally, for me, creativity, it is following that passion of music and drumming, thinking outside the box with it, chasing your dreams really, and trying to work out from maybe say A to B how you're going to get there. But it's following that passion. From early days, I always wanted to be a drummer, so that was creativity for me, that was the passion. And it was sitting down, how can I be the best drummer? What did I want to practice? What did I want to be able to do? And then I guess pushing it for the business side and being creative there, it was how to utilise social media, how to advertise. The same with the band. How do you advertise? How do you push? How do you get shows? How do you grow your fan base? All of that, it's a massive sort of big umbrella, a big scope of things that comes with it. It's not just sitting down and playing drums, although that is where it's all kind of stemming from, I guess, that passion. So it's a whole host of things, I think, that all interconnect with each other. But it's quite exciting seeing how it all works and stuff.
Yeah, I love that. So, what would you say has been your biggest achievement in drumming or, musically?
Another great question. Wow. Phew, um, greatest achievement. That is really tough. It's hard to just sort of pinpoint one exact thing, I guess. There's been some like amazing shows we've done that definitely sort of stand out. And when you look out into a crowd and you see a lot of people who are singing your songs, that's so cool. When you see lots of people invested into your music, your passion that you've put so much time and energy into. When you look out and see people genuinely like loving it, not just because they're a friend that just follows you because they kind of have to, There's loads of people that you don't actually know. The only reason you know these people and you recognise their faces is literally because they followed the band. I think that in itself is a huge achievement. When you see lots of people wearing your t-shirts, singing your words back, when you hear, how much your music or the band means to people, I think to have that inspiration on people is probably the thing I would be most proud of. I think that's quite special. You can't always just package that, and that's kind of in essence what the whole thing's about. And if you take away finances and money and everything, it's just that. It's basically sharing the love of music, and people love your music and you inspire them and you connect with them. Your words have meaning, the words in the songs have meaning to them, they relate to them. Just that whole connection is what it's all about for me, and probably the thing I'm most proud of when you see that sometimes you realise, oh, we are doing this, like this is amazing, and you just want that more across the country with more people invested in it. That's probably the thing I'm most proud of, is that we do have genuine fans who are really passionate about our music. Some people have been following us for a long time. We've gained loads of new fans recently, and it's just that we have that connection and true hardcore followers. That is something I'm very proud of. So hopefully that continues to develop and grow. Yeah, so that's probably, if I had to pick something, it's a really good question, it's really hard, but I would say that.
No, I think that's the perfect answer. And I think a lot of people who have songs that people know, one of the first things that they would say, if you ask them, when did you realize that you made it or anything like that? When did you realize you'd become successful? It wasn't the money or the interviews or the stuff that they get given. It's that looking out on the stage and people singing your song back to you. And a lot of artists, even big artists, still do it now, where they stop singing and they point the mic and everyone's singing and they're just like bewildered, and it's just like, wow, look at all these people who know our songs. It's so impressive.
It's such a special feeling as well. Sometimes it's really hard to put into words when you do a show and you just hear the audience just really invested, really singing those songs back. It's really quite a special feeling. Like, it's pretty magical. And I think, like I said, that we have been able to create that is a huge achievement that we should be proud of. There's so many amazing bands we play with, loads of people trying to do what we do, and there's lots of great bands. Sometimes not everyone is fortunate enough to sort of experience that, get that connection. I think it is an achievement to be very proud of.
Yeah, well, you guys deserve it. You really do. The amount of hard work that you all put in and how invested you all are. Like, I was talking to Ash about this actually, how well you all blend creatively and how much of a team you all are, which is really amazing, having chats with him, but also Josh, my
Yeah,
brother.
yeah, of course.
Aside from interviews and stuff, and just talking about how the new album that you're bringing out is more of a collaboration between all of you rather than like Sparky writing the songs and writing the music, being like, help me kind of thing.
Yeah.
So with that, do you feel now that you have more creative input within the band than you did before?
Interesting. Yeah, I would say um, sort of Sparky has definitely been the main songwriter for a long time, and he's been amazing at it. But I think one of the great things about JV coming in is he's also very much a songwriter, which is great to see in the vocalist as well. That he's very passionate about writing the words and connecting to the music that he's writing to. So basically, what's been really good recently is we've all kind of really sort of been drawn to that, I guess, and there's been a lot more collabing across the board between everyone, and Sparky is still very much, probably at the head of the music in terms of the writing there, writing on the music side, but he's still a lot more open and we're all having a bit of a say, and in the past he'd come in and maybe he's basically got a whole track ready to go and he's even written the lyrics and everything, and we still would sort of put a spin on it and stuff. But now what's been really quite cool is you might have maybe 2/3 of a song or half a song and maybe not much lyrics, and we're all kind of then getting invested in this idea and it really excites us, and then we're all kind of chipping in where it might finish, and the lyrics and stuff, JV's getting invested in there, coming up with the melodies, coming up with the lyrics and stuff. It's really cool, and everything is, we're all just sort of getting quite a lot more involved in the writing, which is really nice. It's been really rewarding and we're really excited. We've got 3 new songs at the moment that we've started playing live, which we feel are really strong, really good, and all 3 of those songs all of us really as a 4, we've all been really quite heavily involved in how those songs have got to the finish line and what you're seeing when we play live, that end product. It is exciting, and I've always quite liked songwriting. Back in the very early days of the band, there are a few songs that I wrote the lyrics to and stuff, and I would get Sparky's help to then create the music along. I mean, I wouldn't know what key it's in, stuff like that, but back then Sparky would help me basically compose the song around it. So I've always been quite creative in the songwriting sense, and for a time at the studio I was teaching in. I also was involved with like session work and playing drums on people's songs and stuff, and sometimes the producer there would sort of ask for my opinion what a song would need, structure wise. So I've always been quite hands-on creatively with music and with songwriting. Yeah, so it's always been a bit of a passion, and now it's really nice we're all doing it together with the new music. It's really cool. And it's very exciting what's to come, really.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear how maybe different they are now from your last album, because obviously you've all had more of an input. So it's gonna be really interesting.
Yeah, we're always evolving. As a band, we've evolved so much from the early days as well. Our music's always sort of ebbing and flowing, and it reflects who we are and maybe our moments in time where we're at, and what's inspiring us. I think this music's really cool, and I think we've been with JV for a little bit of time now as well, and we're all kind of getting, each day that goes by, each practice and stuff, we've got more used to each other and the strengths we have and what we think our sound would naturally, organically has progressed to. So I think, the new stuff that's coming out and will be coming out is basically the result of that. It's that really cool. I think we're really finding our feet, sort of who we are and what we're going to sound like. But we're always changing, and I really like bands that do that. But I think something that I like to think that one of our strengths, and I believe this is the case, is no matter sort of where our music is going, you can kind of put it on and it still sounds like us. It still has that distinct sort of sound. So I think that's also something I'm proud of, and something I think is really important in a band, to still have that identity even if you do experiment. And I think we have that, which is, again, really cool to be part of that.
Definitely. No, it's amazing. And it's annoying because I won't be able to hear any of them live before you probably release them.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I mean, it's the way it goes, isn't it? You can't
It
be
is.
there for every show, don't you worry.
I
But,
know. So, what would you say is something that you struggle with?
there can be lots of challenges with what you're doing and how this all works in this industry as well. It's quite brutal sometimes, quite rough. Sometimes it's maybe been like motivation a little bit. You can get stuck in a cycle. You can get stuck in a bit of not really a rut, but a cycle, and it can be a bit overwhelming. You can be a bit lost. The music industry is very much about who you know, not what you know. And when you keep trying to break down those barriers, you keep submitting, you keep trying to get to labels or to festivals and stuff, and you try lots of different avenues doing it, and you still don't quite get that result you're looking for. It can be a bit hard, like, what do I do now? What do I need to change? You can feel a bit lost, I think, is sometimes the biggest challenge. And then you're trying to then maybe hunt or find someone that can help you break down those barriers because they do have the contacts. And it's trying to identify those people and how do you get in contact with them? How do you get them to hear you? So it's very much, I think it's very easy to get lost a little bit. Like, it's very daunting. It's, there's so many, and also the fact that you're one in like thousands upon thousands of other bands trying to do the same thing as well. So you just feel a bit lost out there, and it's quite stressful. You're trying to think, how can we stand out? How can we, stick out from the crowd and really grab someone's attention and show them that we're sort of worth their time and effort, I guess. So I think it's maybe that, just sometimes you feel a bit lost, and you're trying to work out what's the best way of going about something. We're working as a team, we're trying to do that, but the truth is none of us know, so we're trying to work really hard together as a unit, and we try different things, really. Sometimes you just throwing stuff against the wall and seeing what sticks, so it can feel a bit, like I said, a bit easy to feel a bit lost sometimes. You're not really sure, just lots of trial and error, and then you're a bit conscious of, have we lost time there? But you just got to keep going. And every time you do an amazing show, it reignites the spark, if you like, the fire. You're just like, you believe in what you're doing, and you need to just keep pushing. But like I said, I think it's feeling a bit lost sometimes within the vastness that is the music industry. It's it's daunting sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. And I think also the rise of social media has been something really amazing, of the fact that like a lot of people are now able to pursue their passions and make money from it and make it their full-time job. But in that same tone, you're just seeing more and more people do it, and you're like, well, where's the space for me? But I think everyone just needs to remember that there's always space for everyone. There's enough space to go around, there's enough money, there's enough publicity, there's enough people who is going to listen or like what you're doing, buy your things, whatever it is. And I think definitely being more active on social media as creative people, we are now kind of faced with like, God, like they do basically exactly what I'm doing. How am I going to be special? But I just think you're that's what's making you special. And I think there's so many, like, honestly, there are so many things that I could say is special about SOS, and I don't even think that's coming from a biased sister point of view. Watching you guys on stage, and then obviously knowing you all personally and how you all gel together in that chemistry, by you guys just being yourselves and loving each other and having the connection with each other is what makes you guys special. And I think that that chemistry does show on stage. It really does.
All I can say is thank you so much, because that really means a lot. And truthfully, there's no one else I'd rather be in a band with than the guys I'm in now. Being with Sparky last few years, having JV on there as well, it's just everything's had a fresh lease of life. It's been amazing, and I think it is. I think we do have a special connection, and I think we're all really strong, interesting, different characters, and I think that can all show on stage. It's really special to be part of it, and it means a lot. People like yourself notice that, so that's really cool. Thank you.
100%. And so it was funny, you said something actually about it's obviously everyone knows the saying, it's not it's not what you know, it's who you know. It's the night time for me now. I'm getting on a bit. And I also think, especially in the music industry, it's even worse, but it's knowing who to trust. Like, okay, people might have loads of contacts and they might be able to do all of this stuff for you, but how much are they using those name drops just to ride themselves along to be able to get something out of other people and actually not really progress them that much? That also must be something that's I feel like I would not trust a lot of people in that, because it's like, well, you're only successful because of our success, so obviously you're going to want to stay on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, ultimately they've got to, it's the way it works, isn't it? They've got to have something in it for them as well, which of course we appreciate, but sometimes, yeah, the trust is difficult, and we we use a little bit of an expression like you get a lot of carrot danglers dangling that carrot in front of you,
Yeah.
saying they can do this and that for you, and that always reels you in. You're always like, okay, maybe we'll take a chance, and
Mm,
then sadly we've had a lot of carrot danglers, and it's never quite come to fruition. And but then every time someone says that, you're always thinking, oh, what if this is the one. So that trust is difficult sometimes for sure. And I
yeah.
guess, yeah, talking about earlier, that's this whole vastness. That's again another thing to feel a little bit lost sometimes. Who do you trust?
Mm,
How do you know? How can you verify that? And sometimes there's quite a lot at stake. Um, if you're trying to, release a new album or something, and you want it to drop, in the best possible way. You've only got that one sort of opportunity. You can do that, and then then it's on to the next one otherwise. So, the people that you have on board, if it's a label or anyone helping you with that, you need a lot of trust there, and these people need to be the right people who, want to work with you for the right reasons. So yeah, that trust, knowing who to trust is difficult.
and like you say, it's the carrot danglers. Take for example me. So
Yeah.
if I paint a painting and I put it out there and no one buys it or no one buys a print or anything, it's on to the next, yes. And it takes me a long time, but it doesn't take me the length of an album. Like it's not like a year or so out of my life, which is kind of riding on needing this to work or having a year worth of promises, and then when that actually happens, none of the promises come to fruition. Like I can't imagine how that feels. Like that just sucks.
Well, sadly, you get it sometimes, but you got to be
Mm,
made of resilient stuff. You have to
yeah.
just keep going, and believe in what you have. Maybe if promises aren't quite fulfilled, or you know, plans aren't quite carried out properly, still doesn't mean something can be a complete flop and a failure. And yeah, if you're releasing an album or something, it's how you go about that. You can make that last a while. There's lots of different ways you can go about it. But yeah, it's quite daunting if you're trying to build up to these big moments, and you need the right people around you who are going to do what they say they're going to do, basically, and do things in the right way, etc. So yeah, sadly we've had our moments. We've been let down a few times. It's why we feel relatively comfortable doing this alone until we find the right people. But
Mm,
again, as I was saying earlier, that still doesn't help us sometimes find those right contacts. All that kind of side of stuff is quite difficult when you're completely independent at the stage we are in our careers. But yeah, you just got to keep going, and at least we can trust in each other. That's something that's
yeah.
really valuable, and
Yeah.
something that carries us through. So, and we trust
Yeah,
our fans
definitely.
as well, our followers. So we're very very lucky. We got some great followers, which is good.
Yeah, definitely. I also think being able to have done all of the stuff that you've done, still being independent, is amazing. And it's, yes, okay, it would be great to be signed, to be able to open more doors. Realistically, it is opening more doors, but who knows what's on the other side of those doors? You
Yeah,
know,
the grass isn't
these
always greener.
exactly like
You just
at
don't know.
least if you're making your own doors and opening them for yourselves, you know what you're getting into and you know that everyone's on board,
Yeah.
you know?
And you're in control. You're not being made to sign some like 5-year deal or whatever. If we try something, we might think we know what we're getting into, but maybe it's not what we thought, and we can all just back out. We're in control of our destiny right now. We can make our own choices. So there's pros and cons to every situation. Every cloud has the silver lining. So you don't necessarily need a label. Yeah, there's a lot you can do by yourselves, and there are pros to that. And I think we utilise that quite well at the moment. But we're always trying to improve and progress, and what can we do things better, and we're always experimenting, and that's what we've got to do. We've got to keep being proactive,
Mm,
especially whilst we're trying to work things out ourselves. Yeah, it's exciting, and at least like we talked about, we can trust each other, so we feel
yeah.
and that gives comfort when you're trying to work everything out.
Yeah, no, that's so, yeah, it's so special. I've never I don't know like loads of people in loads of bands, but I do know some. And even, even in the smallest bands, there can be annoyances and grievances and stuff like that. And obviously, I'm not within the inner workings of your band, but I'd say I'm pretty close. And there never feels any real underwater kind of thing. Like it always just is so positive, and it's always such an amazing energy to be around you guys, not even just when you're performing, but just like when you're all together. It's just, yeah, you guys just radiate positivity and good energy and also creativity, and that's obviously what all this podcast
Yeah.
is all about. And I think there was literally like no other people that I really like when I thought about doing this. Like you guys were the first people that I wanted to interview because you are such inspiring creatives, and I think more people need to know that.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that really means a lot. Yeah, we have a special connection with each other, and I think it's really cool that that rubs off on other people. They can gauge that,
Yeah,
and yeah, it keeps us young, it keeps us going, and
yeah,
it keeps me excited. I can't
yeah,
wait for the what's to come in the future. It's all really exciting.
yeah. No,
Yeah,
I'm so excited for the new album. I really am. And it's funny
thank
because
you.
like whenever I meet new people, I'm just like, oh yeah, by the way, yeah, my brother's in a band. And then I'm like, oh, that SOS. Oh, get up your Spotify. Get up your Spotify. Just get like
Yeah, that's
SOS.
it.
No,
Keep
just
pushing us.
SOS. Yeah. And it's just like, oh yeah, no, give them a listen. Give them a listen. And then I'm like, and like if somebody does like because in like in the sports industry always like everyone loves to make like videos and stuff, and obviously like snowboard videos are huge, so like whenever like people were like making a cool video, I'm like, oh, I've got the perfect song for that video.
Yeah,
And it's
wicked.
always, and because
Keep
they're
bringing it
always
out, mate.
so, yeah, it's always just like such high energy and just always, yeah, it's amazing. And if anybody who's listening to this hasn't been to one of your shows, like obviously highly recommend it. I feel like there's a part of me that like if my brother was doing something that was a bit shit, I wouldn't downplay it. I'd still like hype him up, but I just wouldn't be as stoked as I am about it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I think I know what you mean.
I wouldn't
It's
want to
that
do that to
genuine,
him.
like, oh, he
Yeah.
is actually pretty good.
Yeah. And it's something that I talk to people about, and that I'm proud of. And like
Yeah,
I wouldn't
yeah,
be like that if I didn't feel like you guys had the content to back that up. Whenever I tell
yeah.
people like, oh yeah, it's SOS, look them up. And then like, because if it was just like a kind of mediocre band, people were like, oh right, okay. But then whenever I actually show people, they're like, oh wow, like this is amazing.
They're probably just thinking like, oh, it's only because, she's his sister, blah, blah, blah. But then,
Yeah, and
oh,
then they
actually.
actually see it. They're
Yeah,
like, whoa, that's so cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That is
Okay,
really cool.
so we have gotten to our quick fire three.
Oh, okay.
So please don't be like your other bandmates, because I swear to God, they all say, "Oh no, I'm just going to answer with one answer," and then it's like we're stuck in like a 5 minute talk about the one question I asked. But
Okay,
your first question is,
okay.
what stage of being in a band do you prefer most? Being on stage or creating the music?
Being on stage.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Were you going to elaborate? I'll let you elaborate a little
Do
bit.
you want me to elaborate?
Go
I don't
on.
know.
Go on. I'll let you.
Yeah. Um, yeah, so being on stage, yes, because that is the culmination of everything. What I said earlier about, that connection with the fans, that's where you get it. That's where you can look into their eyes, look into their faces. You see it, and it's where everything just, comes to fruition. It's
Clicks.
the end result of everything, and it's the buzz. Yeah, it's just an amazing feeling. It's really, really special.
Yeah. Amazing. Second of all, who's your favorite drummer of all time?
Oh, God, that's such a hard question. I it's really hard to pick just one. It's so hard. And I have different moments in time. It's really hard to just pick a drummer. Even like in the early days, I wasn't inspired by like one drummer. It was more just the bands that I would listen to. Half the time I didn't even know the name of the drummer. I was just listening to the music and I was like, this is wicked. This was like, YouTube was literally just starting, so there wasn't like the content you get today. It's so hard to pick a drummer. It really is. I mean, there's always
I'm so happy
always
that
a
I asked
few.
this question.
Yeah, There's always a few names that come to mind, I guess. I always throw in Chad Smith. Chad Smith is one of the drummers I really, really admire. You know, Red Hot Chili Peppers. I think he has.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he has an amazing, distinctive sound, and I really like that in drummers. When you can like instantly hear them playing a song, and you know it's them. And he's got such a cool sort of style, and he's like the way he plays. It's funky, but it's rocky at the same time. He's got like really good technique, but he's really powerful with it. And I love the way he just like jams and stuff. Like when they play a song, they do everything's different every time, really. And yeah, he's very much part of that. He's always doing chops and stuff, and it's wicked. And he seems like a fun, down to earth guy. Like yeah, he's very cool. So Chad Smith is up there. I love people like Zach Farrow as well from Paramore. I love the drums of Paramore. They're like pretty much my go-to band if I just want to sit down and play some music. It's usually Paramore, one of the first I love playing to. I can almost like never get bored of playing along to them. It's just so fun. Yeah, it's honestly, it's really hard to pick one, and it really depends on like the vibe I'm feeling. And you're always encountering more drummers, really. Another drummer, Thomas Lang, he's really cool. Yeah, there's just so many. It's really hard to pick one. But
Definitely.
yeah, if you had to twist my arm, don't know. Maybe Chad. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe.
Maybe.
Very difficult.
Okay, and
yeah.
I mean, if in the wildest chance that any of these people hear about this, I'm sure they'll be flattered.
You guys, my heroes, I love you.
Yeah.
If you're watching.
Yeah.
Please
if
come watch SOS. Let's go on TV, please.
And your third and final question. This is kind of weird now because obviously you're learning a little bit of everything with your work. But if you weren't a drummer, what instrument would you play?
Blimey. I would play the microphone. I would, I'd be a vocalist, I think.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. I mean, before drums, I used to sometimes sing a little bit, like along to music and stuff. I remember me and my mate Jack, when we were really little, we used to pretend to be like Oasis and stuff and sing along the songs. So, yeah, I mean, maybe I think like a vocalist, and I think some of the musicians and artists that have inspired me the most have actually been vocalists, not necessarily drummers. Yeah, so I think maybe, but I just can't. I mean, I'm teaching guitar now to the kids, and I just find guitar so crazy, like so hard, getting all the chords and stuff. Like, I just don't know if I'd have the willpower. Maybe keyboards, otherwise. But yeah, I'd say vocals.
I wouldn't have said that. I wouldn't have thought that. So that's really cool. I love that.
What would you have gone with? What do you reckon I'd look
I
like?
think no, not that you look like. Also because I can't judge you from what you look like because I know you. No, maybe I would say piano, like keyboard.
Yeah.
I think I'd probably say keyboard. Just because I think you're just so musically intelligent.
Thank you. That might be the first time someone said that to me. No, I'm joking. Usually I'm the drummer, aren't I? And people are like, oh, you don't play an instrument, you just hit things, you know?
Yeah. Exactly. No, so I probably would have thought that.
Yeah, thank you very much. Keyboard's quite fun. Like, I started noodling now a little bit on the piano and stuff at home, just chords and stuff. Yeah, it's quite cool. It would be a fun instrument to play, to be fair.
Cool. Well, there we go. We have come to the end.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being on. I really appreciate you spending the time to talk to me.
It's okay. It's an absolute pleasure. It's been a lot of fun. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're very welcome. I didn't know where this interview was going to go, and I'm so happy with where it went.
Nice. Oh, well, that's the main thing. Like I said, it's been a pleasure. You've asked some great questions as well.
Good.
So nice job there.
Thank you.
Pleasure to talk about everything, really. It's absolute pleasure. So cheers.
Thank you. All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Cheers. Thank you.
Another huge thank you to Josh for being on the show. Make sure you head over to SOS's socials and give them a follow. They've got a huge year ahead of them and you're going to want to be a part of it. Artist Supporting Artist is now not coming out every Tuesday and will be a little bit more sporadic. So make sure that you like, subscribe and hit that notification button so you don't miss an episode. Thank you, love, bye!